Welcome to Social Science, 7th class first lesson, reading maps of different kinds. In this lesson, we are going to learn what are the different kinds of maps and what are the uses of these different kinds of maps. We will see here. The world we live in is so full of variety. So where we are living on the earth. We are calling it is a world. In this world, it is different variety we can saw on the world. So what are the different varieties and variety on the land? There are mountains, hills, deserts, valleys, sea coast, forest, and many more regions we can see on this land. So we want to identify mountains or hills or sea coast, deserts, whatever it may be. We need a different kinds of maps. We can't show all these in one map. So here we are using different kinds of maps to show the different places, different kinds of land masses. Okay, see in this picture, figure 1.1, evergreen forest in Western Ghats of Karnataka. In our India, Western Ghats of Karnataka, it is evergreen forest are there. Where it is? It is in India. And see the figure 2, 1.2, Cocana Beach in Brazil of South America. In South America, Cocana Beach. Okay, this map is showing the Cocana Beach. Where it is located? It is located in South America, Brazil country. And see the 1.3 figure, an oasis in Sahara Desert of Libya in Africa continent. In Africa continent, it is a Sahara Desert. What is it showing? It is showing the oasis in the Sahara Desert. It is another kind of map. And finally, 1.4, ice covered continent. We all know that it is Antarctica. Antarctica is ice covered continent. It is showing in the 1.4 figure. See these four maps are different kinds, different pictures it's showing. So we need a different kinds of maps to show the different kinds of land masses or different kinds of varieties what are there on the land. Okay, this is the reason why we are using the different kinds of maps. See here, symbols. If you want to locate one place in a map, we need a symbols, line, point, area. So what are the uses of these symbols? Already in 6th class you learned that what is point, what is line, and what is area, and how it can be identified. So suppose here we want to identify Delhi in a map of India map. How we mark? We mark as a dot mark. We put as dot mark. It shows the Delhi capital city or a Delhi place. So what is Delhi? Delhi is the capital city of India. That's the reason we are pointing the any capital cities or state capital cities or countries capital cities. We use dot mark. It is a symbol and label it as a Delhi. Suppose we want to show any river, river Manjira, river Ganga, river Tungabhadra, river Krishna, river Indus, whatever the river we want to show, just we use a line, just we draw the line. That is what is color, watercolor. It is naturally we all are know that it is a blue in color. Sea water is in a blue in color. That's what we use for the water bodies, blue color line. Okay, along its course for a railway line. So railway line, how we draw the railway track. So what it is showing in the picture, we draw like that. It represents the railway track in Telangana map. Or if you want to show the near area of Medak or Hyderabad district, we determine its boundary and mark it with some color or pattern, which is known as a real symbol. Thus, all physical objects are shown on the map with the help of point, line, or area symbol. So, whatever in the map you want to show any physical objects on the map, just we use all these mark like mark symbols. What are that? Point, line, and area. So through using these symbols, we accurately or easily we can identify that places on the map. Next, see the physical maps. So what are the physical maps? In already in 6th class also you learned that there are 4 types of maps. In that, physical map is one of the type. See the some of the atlas. In your atlas, whatever the maps are there in your atlas, it is called as a physical maps. Every atlas is showing the physical maps. In these maps, you will usually find different parts of land colored in green, yellow, or brown. Actually, they show the variety of landforms. What landforms it's showing the mountains, plateaus, and plains. Different kinds of landforms are showing in the physical maps. Okay, and how much it is height and how much its depth, these all are shown on the physical maps. As you can see this is a picture. See the left side, or one picture is there. In that picture, what we are seeing, what can we observe? In this picture we can observe the hills are hidden and what it is bound behind them. A map should show all the places without hiding them. Can you think of way in which we can draw a map of this place? See, in this map we can see the temple. Where is the temple is located? Temple is located on the hills, and Nimpur village is there. Down of the hills we can see the Nimpur village, and into this river, into this village one river is flowing, and here cultivating the agriculture, and trees are there, and flat landforms are there. Okay, these all are we can see in this picture. What it is showing the Nimpur village. Next one, measuring height on land. All heights on the land are calculated from the sea level. So how on the land, how these heights are calculated? Through using the sea level. What is sea level here? Mean sea level. We discuss later what it is the mean sea level. All we discuss later in this chapter only. So through using the sea level, we calculate the height on the land. Since all the seas in the world are connected to each other, we know that all the seas, whatever the seas are there, Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, and Red Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, these all seas are connected each other. The sea level all over the world is taken to be roughly the same. Look at the picture Nimpur village given below to understand this idea. See here, Nimpur village is given as a diagram, and how many kilometers height from the mean sea level, from the sea level. See here, observe this picture. It is a sea is given on the down or bottom of the village. It is a sea level is taken as a 0 meters, and after that Nimpur village is how many meters above the sea level? It is 50 meters above the sea level. And see the temple is 100 meters above the sea level. And the hill of the Nimpur village is located on 150 meters above the sea level. This is the Nimpur village, height of the Nimpur village. So through using these C's, we can calculate any place how much it is height on the land masses, landforms, through using the C's. Next one, see here, showing the height on a map. Carefully observe this picture here. Can you see that the map shows 3 height zones? How many height zones this map is showing? This map is showing the 3 height zones. What are that zones? We'll see here. Firstly, the area which are become between 0 meters to 150 meters height, the area which are between 150 meters and 100 meters, then finally the area which are between 101 meters and 150 meters. Thus, any place which falls in the height zone 150 to 100 meters will have a height of above 50 meters, but below 100 meters height is shown in different shades of colors. See here, green color. What is the green color? Green color is showing the 0 meters to 150 meters. The places what are there in this green colored area, that places are between 0 to 50 meters height. Maximum height of the green color is how much height? 50 meters height from the sea level. And if you see the brown color, if you see that brown color, light brown color, it's showing the 51 meters to 100 meters height zones. Between these dark brown color is showing the between the height of 150 to 100 meters, between 100 meters height. And the last one, this dark gray color is showing the height between 101 to 150 meters. These are the 3 height zones taken as the Nimpur village. We know that 0 to 50 meters, what is there? Here Nimpur village is there between 0 to 50 meters. And 51 to 100 meters, what is there in the Nimpur village? Here the temple is located. And 101 to 150 meters, it is the hills are located between 101 to 150 meters. And what are the uses of maps showing the heights? So why we use these maps to show the heights? Because through using these heights we know the nature of the terrain. So how the nature and how it will be the terrain, nature of the terrain, and which soils are there on that land, and how where the mountains are located, and where these mountains are located, and what are that mountains, will if any valleys are there, and what are the heights of that valleys. These all we can calculate through using these heights and using these maps. If you look the physical map of Telangana, you can identify Godavari slopes in the eastern part. Suppose if you see the Telangana map, where this Godavari river is flowing, Godavari river is flowing from the west to eastern direction, and Why this Godavari river is flowing from west to east? Because west part it is upper area and eastern part is some lower area and some slopes are there. That is the reason the river is flowing from west to east. If you travel westernwards from the slopes, you will reach the hills in the plateau region. In Telangana, we know that Telangana itself it is a plateau region. The plateau region itself is cut by many rivers like Krishna and Godavari, which form deep and broad valleys in them. We see the Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Eastern Ghats are not cutted, Western Ghats are not cutted, but Eastern Ghats are cut, cutted because of these rivers are draining into the Bay of Bengal. And here we can see the valleys. Maps showing heights are very essential when not only the heights, not only the mountains, plains, and terrain and valleys, these maps are also essential to show the roads and dams to build to construct the dams. Also we use the maps and how many meters of height that land and is that land is okay to build the dams or construct the dams. Okay, and how that soil is, and that soil is comfortable to build that dams or it is storage the water. Okay, these all are useful to showing these maps.